Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Starfield. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 19. We're in Madame Sauvage's place and we're going to do this quest. I'm going to avoid doing most of the side quests in the game from this point forward. And if you're watching some of my other videos, you'll probably get a hint as to why. But this one I have to do because A, I need the footage for it, for a different video I'm making, and B, this is probably one of the best examples of what's wrong with Starfield. But we're going to play through it anyways, because it's almost comical. So, first of all, we're going to start with this woman up here. Now, okay. It's a bar. Madame Sauvage's place. Now, let's start with it. This whole episode is just going to be me critiquing things. So if you don't want to hear that, move on. But if you do want to hear why I think about things the way I do, how my brain works, especially as a storyteller and a person who wants to write novels for a living, this is how I'm thinking about things. And we know the city of Neon is built basically like an oil rig poking up out of the water. That there's this awful fish smell that permeates the whole entire place. And that these fish, because of the glands that they have and the things they produce, that this is how they make their money. But still, if you were going to open a bar or a speakeasy or anything on a planet like this and call it Madame Sauvage's place, would you expect it to look like this? Really? Okay. Just curious. Because I wouldn't. I would expect it to dress it up a little bit. Maybe some velvet curtains. Something. I mean, anything to make it look the way it sounds. This doesn't look like Madame Sauvage's place to me. This looks like the cafeteria. Right? Okay. Now we're going to meet her.
Okay. Hello. What are you looking at? This? This is Ebbside Striker's turf.
Only the upstairs. Don't bother my customers.
Fine, upstairs. That's gang territory, got it?
Okay. There is our first really big narrative problem right there. And we're going to talk more about this after we talk to her. Feels more like a regular bar to me. Almost. Feels like a cafeteria.
This is such bullshit.
Oh, I would agree with her there.
It used to be people were afraid of the Strikers. We had a name, got it? Now the disciples got us penned up in this lousy bar.
Andrea.
Fine. This beautiful establishment. Do you have anything else, or are we done with this? Whatever this is.
That's a good question, whatever this is. So, Disciples is a name taken from Fallout 4. Nuka World, the Disciples were the worst of the worst. You're killers.
We were one of the big dogs. We could take what we wanted and no one gave us shit. And Briggs? Total class act. Not a psycho like the Disciples. Now look at us.
Like, it's almost baffling to me that they just had to reuse the whole term Disciples from Fallout 4. They couldn't think of anything else. Either that or they're intentionally trying to make it a nod to Fallout 4.
I mean, the Strikers will rob you blind, and if you back us in a corner, you're gonna bleed. But the Disciples? Pfft, total nutjob animals. They torture people for kicks. And the only people that kept them from getting out of control? Us. And now we're all but ruined.
Okay, kids, in storytelling, this is what we call telling instead of showing.
Hello?
She's just flat out telling us that the Disciples are psychos, and that the Ebbside Strikers used to be badasses. We don't get to see it. There's no scene here for it. They just flat out tell us it's exposition dump, and this is writing 101. Don't do this. The Disciples sound terrible. Want to talk to whoever is in charge, which I would assume would be the lady next to her because she owns the bar, but whatever.
So you stroll in here and want to meet with Briggs? The nerve. Maybe you should meet with the business end of my shiv, huh, tourist?
No blood in my shop, Andrea. I'm this close to tossing the lot of you out on the street.
Why don't you?
Fine already. You're lucky. Only way you see Briggs is if you, Want to join the Ebbside Strikers?
See, now this is the first thing in the whole quest design that's really bad, because she can't see the Freestar Ranger badge on my chest. Why? Lazy programming, maybe? But she should be able to see it. And she should know that I wouldn't want to join her stupid gang. But as a mercenary and as a police uniform person type, I would definitely want to get rid of something like the Disciples.
You know, I'll just do that. Right now. This ought to be good. Sure, let's go meet the boss.
So here's the other thing that's really wrong with this is her, Madame Sauvage. She clearly has these people by the nuts. Why not just kick them out? Is she getting a kickback from them on some kind of business? She clearly doesn't seem like it. Why is she allowing them to stay here at all? It's so poorly conceived. Here's what we should have seen upon coming into this place. First of all, it shouldn't look like this. But the second thing that we should have seen is we should have seen the disciples here absolutely sticking it to some of the Ebbside strikers. Like dead people and blood would be good. And then we could have got into this whole narrative with Madame Sauvage being like, I want these people out of my place, but I don't have the power to throw them out. Can you help me? That would have been a good start to a quest because A, we would have got to seen how awful the disciples were. B, we could have seen how inept the strikers were or how undermanned they were and how easily defeated they were by the disciples. And B, we could have seen a much better power dynamic.
Like this in Aquila, that's for sure.
A much better power dynamic between Madame Sauvage and the Ebbside strikers. Why they're here is beyond comprehension because it doesn't make any logical sense. If Madame Sauvage can tell them so easily, hey, no blood in my place, and they just keel over, then she has all the power. The power dynamic here is all hers. This is written from the perspective of a writer who does not understand power dynamics, and it's just bad. So we're going to roll on up here and see what else is wrong with this whole thing. And again, we're a Freestar Ranger. They shouldn't want to recruit us, A, and B, we shouldn't want to go into their group. What should happen is a more mercenary transaction type of thing. Like, you know, we're power. The gangs are supposed to keep each other in check. That would have been a good story element here, is for them to say, well, the gangs normally keep each other in check. Or we could have asked questions like, why isn't Neon Security doing something about the disciples? And then the Ebbside strikers could have told us, well, we kept them in check. The gangs kept each other in check. But then all of a sudden the disciples got more powerful and they're just a bunch of psychos. Like they don't stick to norms. I mean, there is your common day equivalency to things like, you know, Trumpism. I mean, it's like they don't obey the norms and rules and they're like, who's going to stop us? Well, the Ebbside strikers found out they couldn't and Neon Security doesn't care. So now you're in this situation and they're like, but you're a Freestar Ranger. Maybe you guys would give a shit, you know, that kind of thing. But none of that was considered. And so we get this very thin, flimsy, flaky, illogical quest setup, which is just no good, but we're going to play through it. Now, here's another thing. If you decide to talk to this guy, but you leave Madame Sauvage's place and you come back, this door here will be locked and you won't be able to come in here and talk to this guy and progress this quest, but you won't be able to get it out of your quest journal either. So make sure you come up here and talk to him.
The strikers may be battered, but we ain't beaten yet.
I don't know, you look like it. Madame Sauvage seems like she has your nuts in a vice, so I don't know what kind of a threat you guys really are. You seem pathetic. See, that's the thing. If they're supposed to be a rival gang, but they're supposed to be below the capabilities of the other rival gang, then they should kind of be tough.
Striker turf.
Yeah, we're told it's Striker Turf, and we're told by her how tough she is, and she's going to give us a shiv. We never get to see any of it. It's just all exposition.
You want to join us? We're a gang. You understand that, right?
And here's the second place.
Adventure bullshit you can brag to your friends about. We steal, we mug, we kill if we have to. People that come to us have usually run out of options. So are you really interested?
And this is the second place where we should have an option to say, I don't want to join your dumbass gang. I'm a Freestar Ranger. What I want to do is take out the disciples. Are you guys willing to help me for that? Because it sounds like if I do this, I'll be helping Neon and you. So do you want to pair up on this? I'll take a mercenaries fee for this. You guys can help pay me with the spoils of war and all that jazz. But that seems like the most logical option in the whole entire quest. But nobody thought to provide that as a response and as a part of the quest. That's poor quest writing right there. I'm only here to deal with the disciples. They're a menace. That's the line that should fit into this, but it still doesn't. You still have to join their dumb gang.
There was a time when we were the only ones that kept those psychos in line. But I'll get to that. Let me tell you about us. What makes the Strikers different is we're family.
We rape and kill and pillage, but we're family.
Thing the world can throw at us. If you're in, we'll go through hell and back for you.
Right.
Much of that hell going round.
Vogel, not the time. We do everything we can to make sure everyone's got a roof overhead and fish in
Well,
their
that sounds nice.
Fleece the marks, not kill them. Better for everyone in the long run. But you do what you gotta do.
They're trying to set these guys up as the better gang. You know, we make sure everybody's got a roof over their head and a fish in their belly, but we're going to rape and kill and pillage everyone too. What? 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 Are they a gang or not? I don't understand. Make it make sense. Sign me up then.
Not so fast. I gotta get to know you first. What would you bring to the strike?
That's what she said. Oh, I'm a problem solver. You're lucky to have me.
Very useful. I like it. Done anything special? Something that might impress us?
This is actually one of the only good parts of the whole quest writing here. This is something I talked about on Twitter and in another one of my videos is I want to see more of this from RPGs. Don't let these characters just hand me the quest immediately. Make them look into my reputation, my capabilities, my background. Make them say, you know what? You got to do something for me first. I like that. That's good. You can say, well, I'm the one who brought down Ron Hope.
Really? I heard the Freestar Rangers did that. You know what? Never mind.
Again, we're still missing the giant badge.
But if you really want to join, there's a test.
Oh, there's a test.
Going up against the disciples. Everyone in Ebbside's been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Some people snap, and snap hard. The disciples are maniacs, pure and simple. The test is to find out who has been arming those nutjobs with military-grade hardware.
Okay. Well, I'd like to end as many disciples as I can.
We're fully in alignment there.
Joining a street gang was not something I felt we needed to do today, but so be it.
There's a
And
warehouse
that's the extent of your companion's input.
there that has the info we need.
Oh, that's my job. I was going to go in and make them pay.
You want it? Too bad, Vogel. You go in there, and it's a bloodbath. I want someone that can snatch it from them. Ideally with them never even knowing it happened. Consider this your audition. Try not to get killed, new fish.
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Sure.
Don't break a leg. because it's an audition.
Don't blow it. It took weeks to find this lead.
I'm just going to shoot her in the face.
We have not yet had a moment to talk about what happened to you at that place. Temple? I am not sure what to call it. In all my time amongst the stars, I have never heard of such a thing. What do you think that place was?
This is funny. Sure didn't look like any culture I've ever seen or heard of. What do you mean? It was a pile of rocks. What about it looked alien to anybody? Did it look alien to you, dear viewer? Because it sure didn't look alien to me. It didn't look interesting at all. And here we go. Here we go. Here comes the whole... Oh, look at that. Look, man, he's really giving it to her. I mean... Okay. Well, you're looking for answers. You're asking the wrong person.
Perhaps right now there are no good answers. Certainly...
Isn't there an Undertaker meme
but
like this?
how can we not? After what you experienced, do you have any insights?
It gave me powers. Let's see. See, there's no way humans responsible for that. How could you know that for sure? It's just a pile of rocks, and you got a special power from some floaty stars. I don't know. I'm putting my credits on Magic Pixies. Yeah, there's the sarcastic remark. Maybe there are people out there we've just never met. Oh, that could be.
I suppose it is possible, but I cannot imagine anyone who could build such a thing.
It was a pile of rocks.
After what you have been through, I should be asking about you. Are you all right? Have you felt any side effects?
Like, I just can't believe this. They all treat this pile of rock temple as if they just walked into Rivendell or something with this amazing elven architecture. It's like, it was rocks. It was stone cut from the earth or the planet or whatever it was. Oh, it's crazy. No, I feel great. Never.
A cynical person might suggest that in itself could be a side effect. But for now, we will just assume you have been very fortunate. The artifacts, that temple, this new ability you have acquired, clearly they are all connected. This is all so much bigger than we realized.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's just a bunch of stone in the dirt. Well, this is exactly what Constellation is for, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I don't know about the thrilled part, but...
Now we have even greater reason to press forward, to learn more about what is at work here.
Do what
Job's
it
about
takes to
getting
survive.
If only what was at work here was actually interesting.
You'd like to try a velocity?
Madame Sauvage, I think you should kick these people out of your place, first of all. I don't think they're providing you with anything. They certainly seem like they... I would say that they were scaring off the clientele, but how could they? They're inept. They're just bad window dressing. Okay. Onward with the quest. This is what I'm talking about, specifically about Starfield side quests not being good, not being the engaging kind that we saw with their other titles, with Skyrim and Fallout 4. I mean, that was one of the best parts of Skyrim and Fallout 4 were the side quests. Yeah, the main quest is fun. Skyrim, you become the Dragonborn, and Fallout 4, you're trying to take down the Institute, or maybe you're going to side with them. I mean, at least it has some role-playing elements there. But here, it's like the side quests are so illogical and so poorly written that after a few of them, I just didn't want to engage with them anymore. I was like, I don't want to do any more of these. Some of the main quests here, well, I don't want to call them main, but some of the bigger quests, faction quests, are actually kind of cool.
For them to get that experience.
I mean, they're still almost all of them universally poorly written, but at least the combat and stuff can kind of make them fun. All right, warehouse. Let's just go in here.
You know, I tried Aurora once. I did not enjoy the experience.
We have to get something from here. Okay, hold on. This is going to amount to violence. What are we using here? We have a Peacekeeper. That's our big gun. Furious. We got the Ash Tamer. Shotgun, but that's not the best thing in the world right now. This is still our bad boy, isn't it? Yeah, amazingly, a pistol is our bad boy. Okay. Anybody else want to play? Somebody does. There's somebody back here. Where are you?
Screw this!
Okay. Well. Boy, he was afraid to send in his right-hand man to do this job because it would be a slaughter. Well, I'm glad he sent me in because I didn't even use a full clip off a pistol. with 8 rounds. I can't walk through there. Well, it looks pretty big. But okay. Disciple slate. All right. Well, as fetch quests go, that was about as fetchy as you can fetch. I feel like Fido. Except Fido never had a pistol like this. Chunks, chunks, chunks.
You're really going to walk on by and miss out on a chance to experience. Need a pick-me-up? At Terra, we've got you covered. Morning, noon, or night. Wish you could see.
Hamza kept pestering me about his damned missing slate. Like security's got time to track something like that down.
So that's how they try to hook you with all of the quests. They want you to engage in the side quests. But because the world is so disjointed here, the only way they can get you to do those things is to have you overhear them from guards and other people. Instead of the natural order of things, as I would call it from other video games.
How many velocities did I have?
I know Briggs said go quiet or whatever. I say take as many of the disciples bastards out as you can.
Attack straight away.
Well, there were 3 of them.
There's no shame if you just walk away and go back to your pretty little life.
Comments like that make me want to shoot these people in the head.
So, stealth was a no-go, but... shit. You took all of them out. The strikers can use that. So you're in. Everyone thinks the Ebbside strikers are out for the count. But now that we know where the disciples are getting their guns, I feel the tide is turning.
You know, he talks about stealth. Let me tell you, if this game actually would have had stealth like Assassin's Creed or Cyberpunk, where I could have snuck up behind these people, because the first guy was turned away from us. If we could have crouched down and snuck up behind him and took him out silently and then took out the other 2 silently, that would have actually been fun. That would have been really cool. All right, so.
Trying to score points with the boss. Smart play, New Fish.
No, I'm not. I just don't have any other dialogue options.
They should be friendlier, or I'll make them friendlier.
I don't really want to.
Some deserved R&R. Hit up Hatchet for any gear you may need, and a job I got in mind for you.
Great. Hatchet's his name. Okay. Hatchet. Oh, that's her name. Hatchet.
I will not fall. Neon will not defeat me. Huh. So you survived. Andrea thought Briggs wanted you dead, so he sent you away. Andrea was wrong.
They should have sent me to a location with like 30 enemies. 3 is just insulting.
Andrea does what she has to. Respect that. Everyone is hard because they have to be. These streets and alleys are all I know. They chew up the weak, they leave them broken or dead in the gutters. So don't be weak.
Right, good pep talk there.
You are funny. Funny won't keep you alive.
Want to bet?
So the job is, we let the streets know the strikers are back. We have signs. Signs that indicate our turf. Hacking the signs is easy. Getting to them or fighting any disciples there, that is the challenge. Briggs said he prefers no blood. But I say, make the disciples bleed at every chance.
Why is Briggs saying no blood? He's the leader of the gang, and the disciples have crushed his gang, according to them. Why would you not want to make them bleed? What kind of gang are you? It's like a schizophrenic game. They are a totally schizophrenic gang. I mean, they're like, we're going to rape and pillage and steal from everybody, but we're going to make sure that everybody has food in their belly and a roof over their heads. What? What? Just point the way, honey.
Here are 3 locations.
So now,
Good.
we get the fetch quest to fetch quests, to fetch quests some more fetch
The
quests.
strikers have what they need. Good luck.
We're gonna do some more fetching. We're gonna hack signs, except guess
I
what?
get you today.
We're not even really gonna hack signs. I mean, okay.
Hey there.
Here's how I would have done this. So I don't believe in just criticizing a video game without having alternatives. Especially as a person who's a storyteller, who writes, I believe in having alternatives. I don't believe it's enough to say that something sucks. You shouldn't do that. That makes you look like, I don't know. This makes you look like a complainer, right? It's like, meh. I want actual solutions. So why is there no like hacking minigame? Like there's a minigame here. For instance, there's a minigame for digipicking. So why don't we have some kind of like hacking minigame here? Like in System Shock. There's a pretty cool hacking minigame in System Shock. Y'all need to go play that. It's really cool. All right, here we go. We gotta find these places first. Which, interestingly enough, now that there's 3 points, it's like, oh, well, where are they? There's one here. So let's look. Oh, that's an underbelly. Well, I don't want to do that. I just want to get this one. There's that one up there.
I believe Xenofresh charges us a licensing fee to fish near Neon.
How's everything with you?
I'd be making a fortune if they'd let us fish for cash.
And there's that. That'll take us out. Okay. Well, how are we going to get up to that one? Euphorica? I'd settle for getting up on that building. Here we go. Can you imagine chunks of fish? Ugh. So here we go. Now we're way up on top. Oh, look at here. There's a whole area here. Up on top. Right underneath the dome. And what's special about it? I guess I should reload. Just like.
Fire!
Come here, you turkey.
Your funeral!
I don't think so.
Back up! Now!
Grenade out! You're not walking out of here.
Having a hard time hitting these people. My aim is off. Where are they?
How aren't you dead yet? Lay down, run!
Bring it.
Okay. They got a few more hit points, Mr. 10 there. A few more. Got a disciple back there somewhere? Where exactly? Did I throw it that far? Well, I guess we're gonna have to go get all their stuff.
Always worth checking.
Because they got stuff.
In their pockets.
Do we have anybody over here? Let's go do this sign and then we'll come back and get these guys. Well, maybe we'll come back. Dead person? Other dead people? And more dead people. So, is there a hacking game? Nope, it's a click of a button. Okay. So be it. That was complicated. Credits. I don't know who I'd be stealing from.
It's gonna make an example.
Yeah. You caught me monologuing. If you know what movie that's from, leave it in the questions in the comments below. All right. Now where are we? I mean, I feel like I should just be able to jump down, but don't know exactly where we are here. I don't want to jump down and die after I went to all the trouble to do this, so. Over here? We jump down here? More stairs. Here we go.
So what do you say?
Bloop.
Are you ready to feel?
Alright, so this one goes here and that one goes there. There's an elevator over here.
Rather be doing this than getting mixed up with the gangs.
Oh, trust me, honey. Me too. I'm sure whatever job you're doing is more interesting. This is cool though. And here's another thing. Here's another little area of game design that I did not quite understand when I came here and I saw this for the first time. This is awesome. Look, you get to see just exactly what kind of fish.
You get lost.
Hey, buddy. Look at that fish. That thing is awesome. Look at that. I really like seeing all of that. I wanted to see this when I first came to Neon. When I saw this for the first time, I thought this should have been front and center. This huge long line of ugly, gnarly fish dangling from these cranes overhead and stuff. This should have been the first thing you seen when you came to Neon, so you actually knew what Neon was about. It's this fish harvesting planet. This is great. Put that in the front and center so that we can understand that and see that. Okay. Detected by who? Everybody? Anybody? We gonna be hidden? Okay, now we don't get shot at. This guy's gonna come after us.
What have we here? Decided to drop by on Neon.
How he knew when we were hidden, I don't know.
There's a steep fine for that. Zero tolerance. Tell you what, you pay the fine now, and I'll let you off with a warning. Or things are going to get messy.
So, I mean, what he really wants here is a kickback, right? But why not just call it that? There's a fine for this. And how did he see me when I was hidden? I don't get it. I don't understand the programming in this game, but that's only half as confusing as people who think that this game is awesome. That's the confusing part. Persuade. Neon security roughing up or worse yet, killing a tourist is a really bad look. Well, we don't have any persuasion skills, but what the hell?
Maybe. But as soon as you started putting up a striker gang sign, that crosses the line.
Oh my. You idiot. I'm going to blow my cover.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that one.
I mean, if you want to embarrass yourself, go right ahead.
Hey, I'm not.
I need phone. I'm here on what? Orders. They didn't call you? Let's do this one. We're supposed to have a better chance of doing it, and if we get 4 points, we succeed.
The only one gonna get hurt here is you. I'm done talking to you, so either pay up, or you get shot resisting arrest.
Well, I'm a Freestar Ranger, and I don't want to shoot anybody, so here's it for my role-playing options.
And with that, we will be on our way.
Enjoy your stay on Neon.
Lame. That whole encounter was lame. But look, there is our awesome ship down there, baby. That is a badass sight. What's strolling on in over there? Something that's fat and sassy. See, that to me is one of the coolest parts of the game. And imagine if this was a seamless travel game like No Man's Sky, and you're sitting there on a place like this, in a location like this, looking down. It's all water. It's obviously built, you know, like a huge oil rig. It's got these huge columns. And then you see a starship land. I mean, that's cool. That is cool. See, there are cool parts of this game. There are all these cool parts, cool pieces, but they're not stitched into anything that's cohesively fun. And what it reminds me of is being a kid and playing with Legos. And this is how I'll explain it is, my mom never bought Lego sets. Of course, they didn't have a lot of Lego sets in the 70s, but she never spent money on Lego sets. What she did is she'd go to yard sales and somebody'd have like a drawer of Legos for sale. So she'd just buy it. And they were all disparate parts. And sometimes I'd sit there. I mean, I made tons of things with all these disparate parts.
Borealis, you know, the DJ? Well, she's moping around because she lost something important.
Yeah, thanks. And so sometimes you're trying to build something and you just don't have the parts you need. You had some really cool parts. It'd be very cool when my mom would come home with these new Legos, and they're all disparate pieces, and some of them really cool. You're looking at some pieces and you're going, this is a wing, and this is a really cool nose cone, and all these different things, and you're thinking, I've got enough really cool parts to do something, but not enough of the pieces that go between to make something cool with it. You know, you'd have to wait until she'd come home with a few more boxes of Legos before you'd be like, now I've got enough parts to stitch together something that looks really cool. So, hack the third sign. Oh, we hacked it, baby. We hacked it hard. That took all my effort. I'm so glad that I go to the gym 4 times a week, because I'm not sure I could have hacked that without all of that. Ebbside, you know, okay, Ebbside and Ebbside. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. Give me the stink eye. Everybody in this game gives you the stink eye.
Every smuggler I have ever worked with had a perverse affection for this place. I do not understand it.
Believe me, Andresia, I don't either, because this place has all the charm of an empty tin can. But now we're getting to the interesting part of this quest, where there promises to be more combat.
I think you're going to fit in well. Really well. You've really kicked the hornet's nest. Good. Andrea's running point on grabbing the gun stash. I need you and Vogel to keep the disciples off balance.
So we're finally doing this?
It's time, Vogel. The gloves are off. Both of you, keep the collateral damage down if you can. But it's do or die. Like the attitude, but don't give Neon Security any reasons to go after us, okay?
Let us be honest. Security has never needed a reason, so why would they...
Why is she at that angle? Was she doing something inappropriate to my character?
You two coordinate whatever you need to. I have a request. I know this is asking a lot. Newell's Goods has some armor. Not mil-spec ranger gear or anything, but better than the cast-off clothes the strikers wear. So if you could, well, spring for some armor upgrades, maybe convince Newell to sell it to us. All the strikers owe you big time. Any credits it costs, I promise we'll pay you back with interest. Now's the time for the strikers to make a comeback.
I mean, you know what would have been really satisfying about this quest? If we could have found a way to, like, do this quest and also put an end to these bozos at the same time.
Can I get you something?
And she's following you around like they did in Skyrim and remember Oblivion, when people think that you were going to rob their house and they'd follow you around? Or was that Morrowind? Might have been Morrowind. Maybe it was both games, but it's like that's legacy code for Bethesda. But it's her restaurant. What am I going to steal?
All art is political, but especially that. You really can't complain about it.
And now this guy wants us to go buy armor? Why? Why can't he do that? That somebody wrote on Reddit, created a thread called "This Could Have Been an Email." So if you look up those words, you'll find it. And it's pretty funny because they talk about the fact that the vast majority of quests in this game, the vast majority of side quests are, this could have been an email.
I've had enough, Rosa. Siegart's gone too far this time.
Oh no, this again? James, you have to let it go.
Yeah, you do.
Welcome to Newell's. If you're looking for any specific goods, Rosa and I guarantee we'll beat Sieghart's lousy selection every time.
Which part of that was synced up with his lips? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I know it's a common problem in games. Even Cyberpunk gets it wrong from time to time, but that was Japanese claymation. I was watching an episode of Godzilla there. Let's see. I don't care about any of these things. Sounds like you've got a problem with Siegart's place. Okay.
Oh, I don't have a problem with his place. My problem is Siegert himself. That man has absolutely no respect for the business community on Neon. He skips merchant meetings and refuses to participate in any of our group buys. Worst of all, he pays off Neon's security to keep his place safe.
So he's not a joiner, but he's also not stupid. Sounds like my kind of guy. Well, for all you know, he doesn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice. Some are simply more difficult than others. The only way to fight Neon security is if all the merchants unify and push back on these unreasonable rules. Anyway, sorry. I know I can get a little intense about these things. If you'll forgive the outburst and have a look around, I'm sure you'll find something you might want to buy.
What are the unreasonable rules? Again, we're told, we're not shown. We're never shown anything in this game. We're just told everything. I mean, if I did this with any of my novels, my critique partners would butcher me. I'd like to buy some armor for the Ebbside Strikers.
Oh, dear Lord. Did Briggs put you up to this? All these gangs are a menace. I don't want to have any part of it.
You see, and I can't blame him for that because I'm thinking that's exactly what I'd like to do. I'd like to put an end to both of these gangs. That would have been a really cool quest line if like, here's what would have been neat. If Neon Security came up to you and said, hey, we understand that you're working with the Ebbside Strikers. How would you like to help us take down both gangs at the same time? Oh my God. So now there's actually another choice to go through this whole quest line with? I would have been so jazzed about that. Well, the Strikers don't have an even playing field. The Disciples will win. That's bad for everyone.
Definitely the lesser evil. All right already, all right. You pay and I'll send Briggs his armor. But this is a one-time deal. I don't want anything to do with this madness after that.
Great. Okay. Sure.
I'll send the armor to Madame Savage's. Have a nice day.
Since he's going to pay us back, it doesn't really matter.
It's out of here today.
Now, if you were not going to get paid back because you were going to betray them and sabotage both gangs at the same time and make sure they both died, then it would be worth persuading to get the reduced discount. But since you know you're going to get paid back, who cares? It's just another quote unquote choice that actually isn't a choice. It creates the illusion of choice, but there's no consequences there that matter. And that's the thing with role-playing games. Role-playing games are about choice and consequences, and when there are no consequences, all the choices are illusionary. They mean nothing.
The problem is when they make it their entire personality.
Neon is for indulgence and decadence. I am both disgusted and impressed.
Well, let me show you my indulgence. And then you can be impressed.
I've been dreaming of this. Finally, Briggs is going to let me kick these disciples where it hurts. I've been telling him to let his best man loose for weeks. So thank you for changing his mind.
If you're his best man, how come he didn't let you go in there and shoot those 3 guys? I'm ready to go.
You are something else.
Don't butter me up.
The plan's simple. We hit the street runners hard in as many points as possible. Maximum chaos, right? Then Andrea can waltz into their weapons cache, snag the big guns, and then the real fun begins.
Okay.
Oh, it'll work, all right? Here's 3 groups of street rats for you. And me and my boys will take some others. Fun time.
The disciples are gonna pay for all they've done.
I hope you aren't here to cause any trouble.
I'm trying to put an end to your troubles, lady.
Strikers are up.
Unfortunately, the game is written in such a way that I won't be able to make sure that these people never visit your establishment again. All right, this didn't go well, and...
Not from here, are you?
Get out of my way. I need to talk to you.
Have my attention.
It's time to go our separate ways.
Be lost without me, but as you wish.
Okay. We can't have her with us, just in case something goes bad here.
I'm not sure how much longer.
Her condemnation is not anything that we need. Okay, Ebbside strikers. Disciples are down. Well, let's get those loots. The crowd of people background noise thing was a little strange. Let's see. These guys should be easier to get right over here. We have our personal atmosphere. Let's toss that over there. Grenades are good. I mean, is that what mind-blowing gameplay is supposed to look like in 2023? Because I'm not getting anything out of that. Hey, look, it's these guys. What happened? Okay. What's going on? Why can't I move? Am I too heavy for something? 174, but that doesn't really affect you. There we go. The control key. It was, yeah. Okay. There's the caps lock key. All right. Weapons. Let's get this. Somebody ran, but, you know. It's neon. How far can they go? Not very far. Well. What's in here? Stuff we'll have to launder. Okay. Maximum chaos, he said. What's this now? Oh, man. I have to go over there? How do I get over there? Is there a... Oh, there's my way. Okay. Righto. Right through here. Now let's do this.
I can't take this!
Well, at least those guys are freaking out over my powers. You might not want to be here, pal.
We got the guns, new fish. Went in, pop, 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 and the cash is ours.
And that's thanks to me and my new best mate. Hit any problems on your patrol?
No, it literally was a piece of cake.
Same here. Little element of surprise and a few bullets. Then no worries. Everything's going according to plan, Briggs.
Good. Now we hit them where it hurts. This warehouse is one of their main strongholds. Not going to lie. Taking it is going to be hard. New fish, we wouldn't be here without you. What's the play? Go in guns blazing? We hold back?
I thought you were in charge of this place. Stay out here and make sure I don't get interrupted.
You'll be drawing a lot of heat, but if you think you can handle it, works for me. You heard the plan. Let's do it.
Why don't the NPCs ever have any of their own agency? He's in charge of the gang. Why isn't he saying, okay, this is how we're going to play this? I'm going to go in the front door with these two, and you're going to go in the back door with these other two.
Yeah, we got this.
Don't shoot us. I mean, I just don't understand. Dun, 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 dun.
Watch my back.
No.
Don't let them die for nothing.
For nothing. Okay. Maybe I'll let them die for nothing. It's Neon.
You believe this guy?
That's right, I'm a one-man wrecking ball.
That backside's weak.
Who's shooting me from where? You could have chosen a better life for yourself. I've got a handgun. You've got nothing.
Playtime is over. Downstairs, now.
Playtime is over.
I'd recognize that condescending tone anywhere. Hands off weapons. Damn it.
Hands off weapons. Oh, okay. Now we're gonna come down here. Loot some more bodies. What do we have here? And here, folks, we have the amazing, brilliantly written conclusion to this subpar quest.
You think Neon Security wouldn't know about what's going down? Please. Looks like you've done a bit of violence, a bit of murder. Word is, all of this is due to you. Why are you messing around with my streets, huh?
Your streets. Somebody had to do something about... I was doing your job. You're welcome.
You would know the first thing about my job. So here's what's going to happen. Gang violence gets too noisy. That hurts the bottom line around here. No one affects the bottom line.
Then why weren't you doing your job?
No. I want you to, Mr. Briggs. The disciples have been pissing me off for far too long. So, your gang throws off Sewer Rat Blue and starts wearing Neon Security Black. Or, you can be found face down in the streets. And you say your goodbyes. Briggs is a smart lad. He'll make the right choice.
So the thug cops who did absolutely nothing about the psychotic gang on Neon are going to recruit the other gang to be thug cops with them. Folks, we truly have an amazing bit of writing here that just mirrors real life police stations all across America. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. You'd hire them. That's a generous and surprising offer. Oh yes, surprising is definitely what I'd call it.
Setting street rat against street rat is pretty elegant, right?
It could have been.
Take too long. Time to onboard the new hires.
I'm baffled at this whole entire quest line.
Good you're here. Huddle up, gang.
Of course I'm here.
Is this for real?
They want me to be a cop.
Shit. We could get a real pad. Maybe even move out of Ebbside? Briggs, I'm so in.
After all we've done, Neon Security seriously will let that go?
I don't see why not. Do you really think anyone cares who stabs who in Ebbside? What's your take?
Do you think anybody really cares about who stabs who in Ebbside? Obviously they don't, because Neon Security was absent this whole time. They could have been integrated into the plot of this quest in a really cool fashion. But no, we get this ham-fisted ending. Wonderful. Okay. Well, it's a chance to get out of Ebbside. Take it, because God knows I would.
It's almost too much to hope for. Anyone object to going for the deal? This is your chance. No one? Good. Really good. I'll give Owen the news.
He's standing 6 feet away.
Whatever god or gods we please to get you to help us, know we'll be forever grateful.
Okay. Well then, so long.
Same to you. It looks like the strikers are retiring. And here's your cut.
10,000 credits, 5,000 credits, and a rare item, the Street Sweeper. All that money can buy. There it is. It is a gun I will never use. Rare pistol. It's also fugly. Children, if you don't know what fugly means, just imagine a word that starts with an F and ends in ugly. And that, my friends, is the end of this quest. How amazing was that? I have never been so stunned by a side quest in my entire life. So there we go, everybody. That is what I'm going to leave with you. I wanted to spend an episode doing that specific quest, particularly because I wanted everybody to see what that was all about. And just to see from start to finish,
What was the name of that guy?
how one of the more elaborate side quests in all of Starfield operated from beginning to end, and everything that was wrong with it. This really does come down to the writing, which influences the specific design of the quests, you know, whether to show and not tell, and which options to provide for the player, and are there going to be any consequences at all, and will the player be able to manipulate any of those consequences at all? So that's it. I mean, I'm just unimpressed with Starfield. Like so many other people who are putting out YouTube content right now, every day I'm inundated with a new video on why Starfield is failing, and why it stinks, and where it failed, and why it's so mid, and why it's just not any good. And I find myself watching those and agreeing with everything. This is a disjointed game that does nothing well except for shipbuilding, which is the bomb. And I can just imagine for myself a much better game that had that shipbuilding in it, where you could do seamless no man's sky travel, and where you could honestly explore planets where nobody had stepped foot on before, and where there were really cool, strange things that nobody had seen, and a main quest adventure that was going to take you to really interesting places that weren't just piles of stone with nothing around them for kilometers. But there are some quests coming up that are slightly more fun than this. They're still poorly written, but they're more fun. And that's what we want to get to. So for this Sunday, I have tortured you enough, I'm sure. Although it's not really my fault. Blame Bethesda. Onward, upward to better quests. I will see you all next time. We have to go do this whole entire quest. All that money can buy. We have to go talk to Walter Stroud. So that's what we're going to head off to do.
I heard there's shortages over at Reliant Medical.
So Walter is going to lead us on this other quest, which is also going to be somewhat lengthy and less than entertaining. But it does result in another ship that we can manipulate. And honest to goodness, I keep getting requests for the ship that we get at the end of Walter's questline is one that so many people have asked me to remake, like I did the Star Eagle. And honestly, if I had to do a whole nother Star Eagle video, I would do it slightly differently, because putting together that thing right there was more badass and cost less money. That ship right there is what I would have done my whole remake the Star Eagle into, but I came to that design late. But we will get this next ship and then we'll remake that thing, because that's and we have the most important quest in the whole game still, which is the Mantis. This is really, really fun. In fact, we almost may want to go do that next because it's so much fun. So there are things to do, and I need to move things to my inventory, and we need to talk to Walter. There's the man right there. So everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for indulging me in my dissection and rant of this particular quest in the series. And I hope to see you here back next Sunday when we will I promise we'll have more fun with this game. The more fun parts are coming. But this episode is here so that you can see why I am not going to be engaging in a lot of the side quest content in this game. It's not worth it. And as we like to say on this channel, and I love to say, and I really honestly mean this, it's all about happy gaming. And if a game isn't making you happy, you got to do something else. So we're going to go for just the fun bits in this and then scoot. I will see you all next time. Questions, comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Happy gaming, everyone.